live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.
Hello. This is Shelly Rome. Welcome to our virtual Dunkin Latte Lounge. Even though we are back in studio, sometimes we virtual it up a little bit. And today we have a special guest. She's a singer and a songwriter from Calgary, Canada. And we are going to get to know Devon Cole. Hi.
Hi, Shelly. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't worn these glasses in so long. I don't know why I decided to put them on today. And they're bifocal. So I'm just trying to get used to like which side to look at from them. So if I look funny, that's why.
No, they look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yes.
Glasses, I feel like sometimes when you're not feeling and when you feel like nothing special is going on, if you put on a pair of glasses, it like does something, right?
Totally. I feel that way about sunglasses in the summer. If I'm looking haggard, just pop on some sunnies.
And then all of a sudden you look mysterious. Or
you're a bit of a model off duty, you know?
Oh, I love that. We're all models off duty, I think. How's your day going?
It's going great. I'm currently at the studio doing some band practice for some shows that are coming up, which is a lot of fun. And I'm doing wonderfully. It's snowing now in Toronto. I know it's quite slushy. It's quite upsetting. I don't know why I live here, but I love it. We love it. I love the 4 seasons, but winter lasts for like a long time up here. So it's kind of like the beginning of the end, but staying positive about it. But Shelly, how are you?
Well, I'm great. You said snow and I started to get really upset and flashbacks of like our New York City winters. And it's funny because we always hear us New Yorkers. I don't know if you kind of nailed it. Like every time we get to September, October, and it starts getting cold, and then December comes along and we have these harsh winters, we always say like, why do we live here? Right. We all year long, we're like, best city in the world. And then winter comes and it's like, why do I torture myself?
Totally. And then it's like spring comes and I totally forget about it. Like when it snows, I was like, oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Although we shouldn't complain because compared to Canada, I don't know. I think we have a pretty easy compared to what you guys go through up there. So
I've been in New York at winter and it's also very frigid. I think winter in general is just not cute unless you live in LA. So
right. In LA or
I might be going down there.
Yeah, agreed.
Totally.
So you have a lot going on, and it's really exciting to talk to you today because I've just been reading a little bit about you and sort of your journey. And you, first of all, before you decided to dedicate yourself to music full time, right? This is something that you've always done, right? You correct me if I'm saying anything that's wrong. But you've kind of always been a songwriter, and you weren't going to pursue music as a career.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't my plan. I would say that it was a dream of mine for sure, but it was always kind of a background like fantasy of mine that I couldn't even ever admit to myself that I really wanted to do it. I refused to watch shows like The Voice and American Idol and things like that because it would make me so upset to see people living out the dream that I wanted so badly. But yeah, I got my psychology degree and went kind of a more traditional university route. But then once that was over, I just felt like I needed to take a stab at it or I would never, ever forgive myself ever. And I'd be a bitter 50-year-old being like, why didn't I do it? I would still probably do it. I mean, it's never too late, but I knew I would regret it if I didn't at least give it a little shot.
And listen, it's great that you did because if I'm not mistaken, 2020 kind of like was the year that you, I guess, decided to dedicate yourself to this full time, and you had some success, especially some viral success on TikTok. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I love talking about this. Yeah, it was 2020, so so much was up in the air with COVID happening, and I just graduated that year, and my parents were also getting divorced kind of that year, so it was like a lot of moving parts. And that was the year that I moved to Toronto and decided to do this full time. And that's when I started posting online as well. So lots was going on that year. But yeah, I got my start kind of on TikTok. writing verses for songs that already exist, like songs that are popular that you hear on the radio. I'd pretend that artist like threw me a verse on it, like Beyonce, if Beyonce gave me a verse on this song or whatever. So that was a lot of fun, and that started to gain some traction online, and that's how I started kind of growing a following and dipping my toes into that niche, since it seemed to be working. But I've been very, very lucky with the amount of success that I've seen on TikTok. I know it's definitely hit or miss, and it's easy to get discouraged, but I'm really grateful for the success that I've had on TikTok, and I owe a lot to TikTok for sure. So
and didn't Blurred Lines, that you like sort of rewrote the verse for Blurred Lines, that very controversial song, didn't that kind of sort of really blow up and make a statement?
Yeah, that was the first post that I ever made that went very viral, that just kept going viral, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And I knew when I had the idea, I swear, I called my mom and I was like, this is it for me. I'm gonna do it. Like, people are gonna love it. And as soon as I had the idea to rewrite Blurred Lines to be about consent, for people who don't know, because the original lyrics are severely icky, and it just felt like it was worth revisiting. And the beat is so juicy, it's so juicy. So it was so fun to write over anyways. And once I had the objective, it was so fast to write, because it just kind of spilled out of me. But yeah, that post was so exciting. I love the community of people that found it. It seemed to find the right people who were really receptive to it. And it was super cool to see survivors of sexual assault sharing their stories in the comments, and that was a space where people felt comfortable to open up and be vulnerable and share what this rewrite meant to them. So that was a very cool moment. Robin Thicke, if you're watching this, let's chat. Okay.
Listen, I loved what you said, that it sort of gave people a place to share their stories. And I think that that's such an empowering thing to happen to an artist, where you're kind of opening up your self to a community for people to all connect. Because I feel like a lot of the most successful artists on TikTok and even outside of TikTok are the ones that are connecting with, you're obviously connecting to an artist that you like, and that's why you're drawn to them. So I think that's really powerful. And I feel like, and correct me again if I'm wrong, did that kind of help you establish, I don't know, maybe the direction that you wanted to go in as far as songwriting and finding your voice, because you realized when you came from a place of, I don't know, a powerful place and a place of being in control, it kind of worked and it kind of resonated with people.
Totally. And does that relate to Witch? Is that kind of the
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, is that kind of where you found you sort of, because you're very you're in control in your music. I read something where somebody said you have feminist edge, and that sounds like such a dirty thing. But it's wonderful. You're so empowered in your music. And I just wonder if having the success of that verse and just, sort of coming from a very powerful place, if that sort of guided you in finding your voice in music, or you just in your songwriting.
Totally. It totally empowered me to do that kind of thing more often, and I would say that I am that kind of person through and through. I am a feminist through and through, and I'm never setting out to write something that I think will resonate with feminists, because that can be, a tactic as well. It's less calculated than that. It's more, I'm writing what I would love to hear, and what I want to talk about, and it comes off with a feminist edge, just because I think that's who I am. I think one of the lyrics in my older songs before I was posting on TikTok was I really do prefer my own company. I love an empowered woman, and I believe that I am, or I try to be, not always, but and I'm glad that that's coming through in my music. But yeah, it definitely, to come full circle, it definitely encouraged me to be more myself, and just to not take risks. I feel like that wasn't really a risk. That was TikTok should be a safe space. It should be a safe space.
It should be. Yeah.
It encouraged me to do that kind of thing more often, and to be the baddie that I am.
You're such a baddie. And then your 2021, your album came out, right? Party for One.
Yes.
And very like self-loving and finding happiness on your own. And there's a song that you have called Nobody's Baby.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I really, really love it. And I love the term that you coined. Okay. Sologamy.
Oh gosh. Oh my God. You really did a deep dive, Shelley.
I did a deep dive. Listen, I know quite a few things. But it's such a brilliant way to approach sort of like loving yourself and being committed to yourself. Just tell us more about that.
Totally. Okay, well, I didn't know about the term sologamy, which is monogamy, but you're by yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that term until somebody reached out who was doing a film about that kind of thing, sologamy, and they wanted to use Nobody's Baby for it. So she introduced me to that term. But yeah, I feel like in 2020 and 2021, I was spending a lot of time on my own, and I'd just come out of a long-term relationship, and I was living with a roommate who also had just come out of a long-term relationship. So this kind of independence, like I can be fulfilled totally on my own, was very top of mind for the both of us. And she actually helped me write that song. She helped me write the lyric in that song, dripping in that self-love, checking out my own bum, because like you can check out your own bum.
Of course, it's when you love yourself, it's a beautiful, powerful feeling. Like there's people who, when you really, really find your self-worth, it's very emotional.
It is. And it's yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. And I love that was kind of a theme for that EP. It was definitely a moment in my life where I was moving away from home, and I was, finding a lot of independence in my dreams and also in my relationships. Just kind of finding out who I am. It's very kind of like a young woman, young adulthood EP. But there are trials and tribulations that go into wanting to be independent and wanting to feel fulfilled. And hopefully in some songs that I have coming out in the new year, I'm going to do more of a deep dive into like, I don't always feel that way. I don't always feel like I can make it on my own. And like, I want to be loved. And like, I want to, there are things going on that I'm excited, Shelley, to open up about.
Well, we are excited to hear them, especially with your approach to songwriting. I mean, somebody used the word clinical. It's a very clinical approach, the way you kind of write your music. Can you just sort of walk us through that process and how you approach putting these songs together? Because I know there's also a song called WITCH, Women in Control of Self.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And
women in total control. Oh, yeah.
Women in total control of self.
Yes,
and
yes.
So how do you, just talk about your approach, just kind of putting these stories together and then presenting them to us?
Yeah. Well, when there's a theme that's very obvious, like in a song called Witch, obviously the theme, I want it to be witchy, and I'm a very visual learner. So what I'll do is when I have an idea, and maybe I'll have one verse written or whatever, and then I'm in second verse land, or I'm in bridge land or whatever, I'm trying to finish it out, I'll look up images of witches and spooky things to help that process along. And also for witch in particular, I wanted to do it justice because once it started popping off, I hadn't finished writing it. And I'm like, oh no, there are people who want to listen to it and I haven't finished it. So I really wanted to do it justice. And I did a lot of research on witches and the Salem witch trials and how witches were kind of the first like rebellious figures, kind of, maybe not the first, but they definitely have always been in total control of themselves, kind of a bit offbeat, but in a way that people don't understand or appreciate. And it's, they're seen as scary things, but they're really only just in control of themselves and autonomous and independent. And if that's so scary, then that says something about you, not about the witch. But yes, I do have a very clinical approach. I like to do a lot of research on what I'm talking about. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about relationships and different topics that I like to write about. I'll do a deep dive on them online, because then the song just kind of writes itself,
Yeah.
Once you know enough about it. So did that answer your question?
It did, and I think when people listen to your music, you're so quick and you're so witty, and you have these one-liners, and where I'm like, oh my God, that was so cute, but also makes sense. Like it's poetic, but it's relatable and it's sassy, and like I wrote one more down, like just in the previous song, like I'm committed to myself and I'm loving how I treat me. I mean, it's such a simple concept, but it's not always easy to sort of embrace. So you've definitely, there's definitely, you can tell that you really, you put a lot into the way that you put these words together. Because they just give us so much. Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like every line does matter, and I love a tongue-in-cheek moment.
Yeah,
I love a quirky moment.
Yeah, and like sometimes like people who do that, it can sometimes come off really corny, but it doesn't come off corny when you do it. It's like, oh my God, that was so sassy.
That's the right amount of camp. We love it.
Absolutely. So you are going to perform for us in our Dunkin' Latte Lounge, and I think that we should just give the people you in your favorite capacity, which is I guess singing songs and performing. So why don't we do that right now?
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, thank you so much
for take it away.
Okay. Hi, y'all. My name is Devon Cole. Today, I'm in the Dunkin' Latte Lounge with iHeartRadio and Z100 New York. Today, I'm going to be playing 3 original songs. This first one is called July for the Whole Year, and it's the first song that I ever released. I hope you enjoy it. Up in my goodbye dress, I thought time made hurting hurt less, until I met you that one summer day. I have nothing to remember you by but the scuffs on my heels and the tears that I cried. You broke my heart in the best kind of way, in the best kind of way. The summer came and went and the days got colder. Do you still believe in me now that we're older? Do you still dream about someday, maybe one day I'll try to keep you here, July for the whole year? We were both kids of the chase, but somehow you fit right into place. Now I'm counting the space over land and sea. When you said you liked me best in blue, I saved that very sundress for you, for when you found your way back to me. The summer came and went and the days got colder. Do you still believe in me now that we're older? Do you still dream about someday, maybe one day I'll try to keep you here, July for the whole year? I just want the romance, just want a slow dance in the driveway, but I don't need it my way. I'd surrender to your every policy to see you again. Do you remember when the summer came and went and the days got colder? Do you still believe in me now that we're older? Do you still dream about someday, maybe one day I'll try to keep you here, July for the whole year, July, July, July for the whole year, July, July.
This next song is Witch. It stands for A Woman in Total Control of Herself. It's my first major label single, and it's my favorite, so I hope you like it. Rumor on the street is that her apples are delicious. The jury said she's charming, but her exes say she's wicked. I swear to God, I saw her howling at the sky. She ain't out to get you, but she's better on your side. And she don't wanna be anybody else. She's a woman in total control of herself. It's such a wonder to be under her spell. What a woman in total control of herself. Villainous kitty queen, she's got tricks up her sleeve, and I got a few of mine. She said, am I bad to the bone? Cause I get what I want. Mama said it ain't no crime. She don't wanna be anybody else. She's a woman in total control of herself. It's such a wonder to be under her spell. What a woman in total control of herself. La la, la 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 la. She's a woman in total control of herself. La la, la 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 la. What a woman, what a woman. Come out and play, it's fun in the dark. Tell me why you're so scared of a woman in charge. Baby, don't run, you're breaking my heart. Tell me why you're so scared of a woman in charge. She don't wanna be anybody else. She's a woman in total control of herself. It's such a wonder to be under her spell. What a woman, what a woman. La la, la 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 la. She's a woman in total control of herself. La la, la 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 la. She's a woman in total control of herself. Ripped jeans hanging by the back door. James Dean, I know what you came for. Meet me underneath the chandelier. Hey, you looking like a wild one. Nice boots, think I got the same ones. You're cute, maybe we could split some beers. Hey, cowboy, with that look in your eyes, need a lipstick stain on your whiskey ice. Hey, cowboy, what you doing tonight? Know a place downtown with a vegan sign. Giddy up, cowboy, if you're down to ride. You can keep your boots on if you like. Burt's Bees, coconut chapstick, wet tea contest on the back deck. Got me howling at the full moon. Love the way you look at me, blow me like a tumbleweed. Hold me down and wrangle me, tie me up and set me free. Hey, cowboy, with that look in your eyes, need a lipstick stain on your whiskey ice. Hey, cowboy, what you doing tonight? Know a place downtown with a vegan sign. Giddy up, cowboy, if you're down to ride. You can keep your boots on if you like. Ooh, hey, you can keep your boots on, baby. Ooh, I'm a woman, not a lady. You can take me into your arms when the dawn breaks. I'll be long gone, riding off into the sunrise. You were never my guy, boy. You can take me into your arms when the dawn breaks. I'll be long gone, riding off into the sunrise. You were just a good time, boy. Hey, cowboy, with that look in your eyes, need a lipstick stain on your whiskey ice. Hey, cowboy, what you doing tonight? Know a place downtown with a vegan sign. Giddy up, cowboy, if you're down to ride. You can keep your boots on if you like. Ooh, hey, you can keep your boots on, baby. Ooh, I'm a woman, not a lady. Ooh, you can keep your boots on, baby. Ooh,
Yay! Welcome back to our virtual Dunkin Latte Lounge. That was amazing. We so appreciate you for performing for us today. Before I let you go and finish your band practice, I wanted to know, since we are in our Dunkin Latte Lounge, if you could have a latte and a donut and everything that we love from Dunkin' and sit down and chop it up with any person on this planet, your dream person, who would it be?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked this, Shelley, because I had an interview recently where they asked this question, like if you could have dinner with like 3 people. And I hated my answer. Like I hated it.
Oh, good. We're giving you a redo here. Perfect.
Yeah, like this is a redo moment. And now I can't remember who I wanted on my like short list. So I'm gonna come up with somebody who I know is a safe bet for me. Okay. Shania Twain.
Fellow Canadian. Why Shania?
Because I grew up on Shania. I used to listen to her on this little pink cassette tape when I was 7 in my bathroom. I was obsessed with her. I think there's a lot of her songwriting in my songwriting. Like she's so quirky. Like That Don't Impress Me Much is still one of my favorite anthems to this day. I think she's just a baddie, like a bad bitch. And I'm just obsessed with her. I love the crossover between rock and roll and pop and country, and I love her outfits, and I just love her. So
and the longevity. I mean, the longevity that woman has had is just, it's something to aspire to.
Yeah, totally. So me and Shania would definitely have a kiki over a latte and a donut.
I absolutely love that. And if you just tell me when this meetup is happening, I promise I will just pop in and say hello, and then I'll leave.
Yeah, totally. You can come. Yeah. Totally. Okay. Yay.
Okay. It's a date. We're going to make it happen. So, album, is it in the works? Are you working on something new? What do we have to look forward to in the future?
Yes, I have a bunch of new music coming at the top of next year that I'm really, really excited about. And also we are currently in prep mode for lots of live shows that are happening next year. My manager wants us to do 100. So hopefully I'll be doing lots around the States and also in Canada. And follow me on socials for all of those updates. Devon M. Cole, because somebody stole Devon Cole and it's rude.
Give it back.
Give it back. I know. I should reach out. I know.
Yeah, it's probably still. Yeah. Give it. We're gonna start a campaign. Give it back. Give it back. Although you're right, it's probably just a quick like, hey, do you mind?
Totally. Yeah. Maybe I should reach out to them, or I'll TP their house or whatever.
Or maybe just hit up Elon. Maybe he can help.
Yeah, totally. Okay, I have him on speed dial, so that's easy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to hearing more and just watching the journey, man. It's exciting.
Thank you so much. This is one of my favorite interviews ever. It felt very cash. I loved it.
That is really awesome. And my only goal in life to make the person that I'm speaking to feel comfortable. So thank you for saying that. And I'm so glad you were here.
You rocked it, Shelley. Thank you so much for having me.
That means I get a prize. I don't know. We'll figure out what it is.
Give this girl a donut already.
Yeah, someone give me a donut. Hello. Devon Cole, check her out. Look out for the music. Go to one of her 100 shows.
Yes.
And we'll talk to you soon. When you come to New York, you'll come visit us in the studio.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I would love that. Yes. Okay.
Devon Cole.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.